Our friend Dan Davidson is back with us today on Primetime Local News. Dan, we're talking about the past year, and I know we spoke last year and was hoping that 2021 was going to be a great year for touring and such. How did 2021 turn out for you?
Well, I think we're taking steps in the right direction. So, we had an interesting summer. It was, we're getting back to it a little bit. I had a few small town kind of festivals, and I got to play a couple big crowds like the Calgary Stampede, which was really, really fun. It was such a weird way to reintroduce myself to the live community again. It was all very safe with, vaccination proofs and negative testing and all that stuff at the door. But getting off stage after seeing 4,000 people in a beer gardens kind of made me go like, wow, that felt good. But my part of the problem, it was a weird, torn kind of a thing because in this business that's our livelihood. So it was nice to be back. But now we're starting to see it a lot more, and venues are participating in the programs that we have to keep everyone safe, and it's starting to come back. So I've done a handful of small shows, and I've been able to build a lot of things in the meantime while that side of the industry kind of is still healing. I've been working on releasing music in Australia, which has been really exciting. I had a top 10 there this year, and I'm doing a lot of creative stuff, been producing lots for other people and doing lots of writing. So it's, keeping the ball rolling.
Well, and I see, speaking of dates that you have booked into the new year, you're going to be heading back to Europe if all works out.
Yeah, I was supposed to be in Spain in October, and that got shuffled around. So, but I'm heading back to France in June, which I'm really excited about. I'm fingers crossed. I'm have a good feeling that that's all going to pan out finally. And then, after that, I'm heading back to Spain in October. So it's really fun. I never really figured that I'd be able to travel the world playing country music, but stumbled into something really cool over there, sort of becoming part of a growing country music community in Europe.
So how do you promote yourself in Europe, Dan, as compared to how you do it here? Is it much of the same, or is there just a very kind of a niche market over there for country music?
It's quite different, actually. Like a lot of the work I do is in France, and in France, it's all very 90s country, and it's all very line dance based. So I really have to adjust what I do to that community when I go over there. Like my shows are all, there's a lot more traditional country elements worked into it instead of, what works over here, which is more of the pop country kind of side of things. And people, it's a very youthful rock and roll kind of thing here. But over there, it's all line dance based. And then you go to a place like the UK, and it's the opposite. There's like as minimal country elements in country as possible. It's the poppiest country you'll find in England. So, it's a bit odd out there. And in other places in Europe, you find it's a bit of a mix and closer to what we're used to here. So, promoting myself, I'm lucky I have a French booking agent over there who's been connecting me with certain people and introducing me to promoters and things like that. So it's an interesting dance, and the language barrier makes it kind of hilarious. I've started taking French lessons over the last year, trying to be a better Canadian.
Well, Dan, you had a couple of very successful collaborations this year as well. As you mentioned, your song in Australia, and then with the Roadhammers as well. Are we going to see some more collaborations coming up?
Yeah, that was kind of a fun experiment this year. I had never really done that before. So I'm keeping my eyes on the horizon because, getting to work with the Roadhammers was really fun, and that was such a success for me in Australia. Having a top 10 on my first release song ever down there was a pretty good way to come into that scene. And then I partnered up with a pretty significant artist down there, a girl named Haley Jensen, and we had a really strong release that was doing really well on some of the radio networks. And so it's created a real international story for me. I've been able to work all over the place, and I hope to keep that ball rolling. And I love international collaborations too. That's really fun.
Dan, you've also had some interesting side projects. We have DD and the Butter Lovers, where you've taken some, I guess, more heavier type music and made it country bluegrass. Are we going to see more of that too?
Yeah, well, those kinds of things were just sort of fun for me. Like when there was a bit of downtime and I just needed something interesting to put out to talk about. But the heavy metal one we did for the Megadeth song was the one that exploded. Like it was on Billboard magazine and Kerrang and Revolver and all these places. So yeah, that was kind of fun. I'm always moving on to the next thing, I find. So I'm definitely looking for more little fun side projects to release, and I've been so busy working on other people's music lately, to tell you the truth. Like as I'm developing my new record, I've just been producing and writing. So I haven't really had too much time to do the silly stuff, but it's always something I enjoy doing.
So Dan, looking ahead to the new year, what can we expect? What can we see coming from your camp heading out into 2022?
Well, I've got a record that I'm about to announce that's coming out that I'll tell you first. It's coming
Excellent.
out February 25th. And then beyond that, I'm kind of I've been working really hard on music that's going to be after this record. That's my big mission has been to try and not repeat myself, and to try and really push myself to find new creative horizons for what I do, and to keep sort of the creative story going. So it's been a real challenge, and it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of like creative soul searching, and it's that record that's going to come out probably towards the summer that's been sucking up 90% of my energy right now, and it's really something I'm working hard on. So yeah, I mean that's kind of the two major things that I've got going on. I have this record that kind of puts the period on the sentence of this year that comes out in February, and then beyond that there's going to be Dan Davidson 2.0.
Well, Dan, thank you so much for speaking with us, and happy holidays to you and your family. And if you just wanted to send a Christmas message, I guess, to your fans, just a hello and thanking them for the year, what would you say to them?
I would just be so thankful to have everybody's support throughout all this craziness, and to be able to keep doing this, and to keep the momentum rolling. With it all comes down to fan support, and spreading the word, and digging in and really caring and sharing. So I'm eternally grateful for everyone that supported me throughout this last little while.
All right. Well, thanks for chatting with us again, Dan, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks so much, Stacey.